Another day, another story, and this time in English, because I'm thinking of all my colleagues and friends all over the world, storytellers, who know what people realize now, how much we are connected. Whenever a story is heard, there is always, on another part of the world, a similar story. And we love to share our stories in schools, theater, venues all over the country, all over the world. But in these days, many schools are closed, venues are closed, even festivals. The wonderful festival in Aldembize won't take place this year. The wonderful storytelling festival in Toronto, Canada, where I was 2 years ago, not this year. Maybe the other storytelling festivals like Fate, Festival at the Edge in Britain. Fingers crossed, Peter. Zwolle Unlimited here in Holland. Fingers crossed, Rob and Kitty. So let me tell a story for all my friends all over the world. Once upon a time, there was a small tribe living deep, deep, deep in the rainforests of the Amazon. And they lived happy. They took care of each other. Now, one day, a woman got sick. And no matter what the medicine man did, he could not cure her. And so they sent a young, strong man out to get a medicine. And the young man made his way through the rainforest onto the big river. And in his small canoe, he paddled all the way to an outpost. A small monastery where a priest tried to spread the word, but most of the time was busy helping the people around him. And so this young man entered the monastery and told the priest about the sick woman in his village, and they could not cure her, and maybe, but of course, my son, do enter. And the priest invited the young man in, and when he entered the room, the young man heard voices, but there was no one there. He heard voices, and the voices were coming out of a box, a big box standing in the corner of the room. Don't worry, said the priest. There's no danger in this box. And so the boy came closer, curious, and he saw people inside that box, people that were even smaller than the smallest children in his village. And they were walking around, and what is this? What magical box? And the priest told him, don't be afraid, my son, don't be afraid for this box. It's an important box. It tells us great things. The priest got the medicine for the young man, and as the young man walked out, the priest said, but you've seen and heard the voices in the box. I must warn you. There is great danger. They're talking about great danger, and it might even reach your village. Be prepared. The boy paddled down the river, and he made his way through the rainforest to the village, and there he gave the medicine to the medicine man of his village, and they gave it to the woman, and she recovered. But the young man also told the elderly about the warning that was given to him. And there was a meeting and a gathering, and they had to be prepared for whatever may come their way. And so they sent the young man, the strong man, out for hunting, so they would be prepared. And the people in the village waited for a week. The hunters did not return. They waited 2 weeks. And then a small child running, running, running. He saw them. They were coming back. The people gathered. Yes, the hunters came back. And of course, the first one who came back was the young man who had been to the priest with a magical box, with the voices and the small people. And he was carrying a stick on his shoulder. And so did all the other hunters. And the people looked at them. And the young man said, "Now we are prepared." And each one of them had, hanging on the stick over their shoulder, 4 rolls of toilet paper. Civilization, folks. Be prepared.